Saturday. I wanted to ask you something. I'm a morning person. You guys know I'm a morning person. Are any of you morning people? Like when you put your feet on the ground after you sit up in the bed from being asleep, are you awake? Are you like happy to be awake? I'm like, okay, like this morning I was a little unhappy because Domino was meowing like crazy bananas for like 15 minutes. And it was 5:30. And I was just like, oh, I'd kind of like to lay here a few more minutes. But she wouldn't shut up. But that's not why I have this question for you. Because my real question is, or my real thought process this morning is, my husband is not a morning person at all. I learned many, many years ago, I get his coffee, I come in, I set it next to the bed, I gently touch him and go, honey, honey. And he's like, And I'm like, it's time to get up. And I leave. And I come in here and I do my thing. And then when he comes in, he's dressed and he's getting ready to leave and he gives me a kiss. And it's like he's going to a funeral. And it makes me kind of depressed. And it makes me feel bad. And then when he comes home, he kind of walks in. And he just kind of like looks at me. He's like, hi, honey. And he gives me a kiss. It's like the same thing when he gets home. And when I complain, I'd be like, you're home. You should be happy. He's like, well, work sticks with me. And I can't shake it off. And for a little while, it takes me time. And I'm like, what? I literally walk out the front door of the grooming shop. And I'm like, pooh! Gone. Gone, gone, gone. Time to go to the craft room. Happy, happy, happy. Not my husband. It's hard for me sometimes because I'm so not like that. Okay. Got that out of the way. My next thing is, have any of you guys seen the interview with Burt Reynolds from this week? I am a huge Burt Reynolds fan. Huge. Like, I've seen Smokey and the Bandit over 40 times. And I love it. That's my favorite Burt Reynolds movie. There were some others, but you know that song, What Hot Mama? He was one hot papa, that's for sure. Did he have any kids? Was he a papa? I don't know. But I was devastated to see how bad he looks. You see so many movie stars that age well because they get stuff done. They take care of themselves because they're in the public eye and they want to look good. I mean, think of people like, oh, what's his name? Sean Connery. He aged very well. Magnum P.I. He's aging very well. You know, it's funny. Patrick Swayze didn't age well. Before he died, even before he was sick, he didn't age well. But Burt Reynolds, oh my gosh. Yeah. I felt so sad. And that he had never really found happiness. And the interviewer, which I think was Hoda Copy, asked him, I just saw a snippet of it. I didn't see the whole thing. I should watch it on YouTube. Who was really the love of his life? And he said Sally Fields. And that just melted my heart because, of course, Smokey and the Bandit was my favorite movie. And then he said that people had said, why? She's not sexy. Because he was also with Lonnie Anderson, who was incredibly sexy. And he said, they just don't get it. Talent is sexy. And in some ways I was like, it was kind of a dig because Sally Field is she is adorable. And those are the words I think of when I think of Sally Fields. Cute and adorable. Not sexy. But in some ways I thought when he said that was like, oh, you should have just said she is sexy. She's my kind of sexy or something like that. But by the same token, he gave her a huge compliment. I don't know. I just am glad he said that was the love of his life. I literally get emotional thinking about that movie and how much I loved that movie. I gotta do a journal. Smokey and the Bandit journal. How funny would that be? Anyway, I have to find the right theme, the right papers, the right everything for me to want to keep it. I love the Titanic journal that is way up there on a shelf up on top, and I will just leave it there so I can look at it because I love Titanic. But still, it's not the journal I want for me. It's almost like it has to breathe me for me to know this is the one I have to keep. I will tell you right now, this is what I'm getting ready to work on. We have had a lot of dogs passing away. And when you've owned a shop for 11 years, no, 12 years in May, 12 years. You have dogs passing away. So it's time. I made a lot of cards a while back, and we've used them up. And this is the thing. I lost my train of thought. This is the thing. And I was trying to teach this to one of my employees the other day. There are a lot of dog grooming salons. There's literally one 1 mile from us in one direction, and there's another one a mile from us in another direction. And we're just surrounded by them. And I said, okay, so there are things that can set you apart from other dog grooming salons. Number one, first thing you got to do is you got to have like a catchy name. Now, I didn't name my salon. A Paw Spa was what it was when I bought it. And I invested a good chunk of change in it because it was not... It was okay, but it needed a lot of stuff. So I invested a good chunk of change in it. And I didn't want to spend the money to do the name change and all of that. I also thought because it was established, somewhat established, that I'd be better off leaving it that name. I would have, if I had been able to change, or if I had changed it, I have one of two names. And one would be the Wizard of Paws. And I would have done, obviously, a Yellow Brick Road Wizard of Oz theme, and I would have put the big Wizard of Oz fat heads on the wall and stuff. Or I would have called it the Paws Mahal. With the way things have gone, Paws Mahal sounds kind of cool. And when we did our remodel, I really wanted to do that, but those things I would have had to have done to give it that look inside were really costly. Anyway, what I was trying to teach her was, this lady came the other day and dropped her dog off, and she left, and she came back and she had cupcakes. And she was like, here, I just wanted to bring these back for you guys. Thank you. And she left. Well, this lady is a flight attendant, and she travels around the world, and oftentimes she'll bring us cookies or treats from other countries, and she just does it. And I like to have cards on hand for when people do something like that. And I go over, I pick a card, I write them a little message, and I send it off. And to me, that is another thing that sets us apart from other grooming salons. So the other thing is when people walk in the door, you don't want it to overwhelmingly smell like wet dogs. I know it's a dog grooming shop and it's going to smell like that, but we have, what do you call those things? Atomizers, or those, you put essential oils in it and it sprays out this mist. And we have one that's over by the front door area, and we have one by the receiving counter area also. And when you first open the door to the shop, it smells really nice. It smells really nice. So that's the next thing. Then you want aesthetically pleasing. Even before we did the remodel, because those of you who have been around for a while, the remodel makes it look really nice. I will try to do a video today so you can see how nice it looks. It's very spa-like. It's very, it's very nice. The way it was when I first took it over, people would walk in the door and they would be like, oh my God, this is the cutest place ever. Well, it was all pink inside, and we had toys hanging from, like chains hanging from the ceiling with toys all over them. It kind of looked like a carnival in a way. And I got away from selling retail just because it really it wasn't my thing, and I didn't like investing the money in retail, and people really didn't buy that much retail. They were there to get their dog groomed. That's where the money was at. So now I just have the essential items that people really do buy. And anyway, so all those things are important. Then when they come to the counter and they speak to a human, that's when the customer service kicks in. Also on the phone, when they're booking their appointment, you have to be friendly. You have to be positive. What I always say after they book their appointment is, okay, well, like if they're new, I'll say, okay, we're looking forward to meeting Buffy at, on this day at this time. And, if they're repeat, I just say, okay, well, we'll see you in JoJo, on this day at this time. So that's the next thing that's important. And then obviously quality grooming is important. And then the final customer service when they leave is important. But I will tell you right now, if all those other things are in place, they will tolerate grooming that is not the best. Now, I think my grooming is really good. As a matter of fact, I will do my best to remember. I have a bunch of photos I've taken of dogs, and I will try to do a montage of photos for you to see my grooming. I think my grooming is above, way above normal grooming standards. There's a girl with the shop not too far from me, probably 2 miles, 2.5 miles. And she is a certified master groomer that competes in grooming competitions. And she is far better than I am. And I have even referred people that want a specific type of cut that I can do, but she can do better. I have referred them and said, you know, I can do that for you, but let me give you, you know, let me recommend this place that I think that will make you happier. And a lady last week was just like really shocked. She was very appreciative, but she told me, she was like, wow, I'm really surprised that you're referring me somewhere else. And I'm like, you know, if for some reason she can't get you in, call me back. I'll be happy to work on your pet. But based on what you're telling me, I really think she can make you happier. I had a lady the other day too that called. She booked the appointment, and then she said, after she booked the appointment, she was like, can I talk to you about my dog? And I was like, oh God, here we go. I'm going to be on the phone for 15 minutes finding out what Buffy likes to eat and how often she sleeps. And anyway, it wasn't that at all. She started telling me how her dog is really difficult, and her dog bites, and her dog hates people touching it, and her dog doesn't like other dogs, and her dog reacts to loud noises. And I'm just like, okay, well, honestly, this would be better for you to discuss with the groomer before you book your appointment, because you just booked for the busiest day of the week, and these kind of issues, I need this dog on a slower day. And she was like, oh, I didn't think of that. And I said, also, based on what you're telling me, I really would recommend you consider a mobile grooming service that would come to your house. They'll come in the van. The dog doesn't have to ride in the car. The dog doesn't have to be in a salon where we don't know if it's going to be a noisy day or a quiet day. We don't know, you know, all these things. And most mobile grooming services will let you stay in the van. So she was just like, wow, you are very informative. Thank you so much. I think I will try that. And I'm just like, these are all things that I feel and I have learned from my mentor. My mentor is John Stasco. And if you guys want to Google John Stasco, first of all, he used to do grooming seminars, and I would go, you know, he would travel all over the country doing grooming seminars. I would go every single time he came in my area. And I in the beginning, I kind of felt like a groupie because I just oogled. He was so good looking. And I learned a ton from him, but he was easy on the eyes. So I was like, I want to be friends with this guy. I don't want to just be somebody that comes to the grooming, you know, it wasn't a convention, a seminar, and just leave. I want to be his friend. And so he would do consultations. When he would come to your area, you could hire him to do a consultation. So I hired him. He was $400, and that was like, oh my God, I don't know how many years ago that was. 20, 25 years. Anyway, something like that. Anyway, so he came to my shop, and this was in San Antonio. He came to my shop, and when he came in and everything, he saw this sign that I had made. Well, I didn't make it. One of my employees made it. She was an artist. She was a caricature artist. And it was a huge, you know, one of those foam board signs, but it was beautiful. She did it so cute. And it was called the Pamper Paws Club. And then it had all this information, detailed information about discounts they would get if they pre-booked regular appointments and all this stuff. So, he was like, wow, I love this. If you will let me use this idea in my seminars, I will do your consultation no charge. And I was just like, oh my God. So as we visited and you know, we chatted back and forth over the phone with this consultation and stuff, we did become friends. Friends to the point that when there was a show, what was it called? Groomer Has It. You could Google that too. Groomer Has It. So it was a show, a reality show and there would be 3 groomers, and they would send them on, you know, to groom dogs, and there would be different challenges and everything. I actually tried out to be on that show, and I didn't get on it. But anyway, so when the show came on, he would call me after the show. He lived in Florida, and I lived in San Antonio. So he would call me, and we would talk about the show, like almost every week. Sometimes every other week, but almost every week. And we would talk about it. And sometimes we would argue about what they should have done or what they shouldn't have done or whatever. We would have differences of opinions, and he would, you know, because he was the mentor. But anyway, so what I did with my crafty abilities was, he had a loss in his, we'll just put it that way. And he really went into the state of depression. And I may have talked about this once a long time ago, but I contacted a bunch of people in the industry, in the pet industry. And I was like, look, John's really been down in the dumps. I would like to do something for him, and this is what I'd like to do. And I contacted the people and said, would you please write a letter telling John how much he means to you and why? I said, if you have any photos, include those and send them to me. So people did that. Probably about 20 people I asked. I think everyone participated. They sent them to me, and I put together a scrapbook of all this stuff. And this was before I was a good scrapbooker, but it looked pretty nice, you know. Anyway, I put together this book, and I had gone to a convention, and it was actually a convention down in Florida where he lives. And you know, he didn't do many conventions anymore, but he had told me that he was going to be at this one. And he was just going to stop by. He wasn't going to participate or anything, but he was going to stop by. So he was dating this really, this lady who I got along with really well. And I had asked her if she could bring him to my hotel room, because I knew this hotel, and it had a really nice large sitting area. And I knew with the depression he was feeling that it would be best not to give him this like publicly. So he came to the room. They both came to the room, and you know, we chatted a few minutes, and I was like, well, I have something for you. And he was like, oh, he called me Marina. Oh, Marina. And I was like, no, you know, and I had it in a box, and I had it wrapped, and he was like, what is this for? And I just said, it's because I love you. And not, I love you in, I love you sort of way. It was just because I love you. And I did, and I do. I love him to this day, because I wouldn't be who I am as a dog groomer and business owner today if it wasn't for him. So he opened it. And when he opened it, he kind of looked at me. And when he actually opened it and he started reading, just the tears. And then he just kind of started flipping through, because there were a lot. He didn't want to read every single one right then. And I said, this book is to help you remember when you're down how much you have done for other people. How much you have changed people's lives. And I hope to this day that there are times when he takes that book out. I mean, I probably gave it to him 12 years ago, maybe. Probably around 12 years ago, 10, 12 years ago. And I genuinely just want him to understand what he means to so many in the pet industry. So, I didn't mean to get all crazy on you, but he's the reason why I run my shop the way I do. I treat people the way I do. I treat my employees the way I do. I don't know. It's just amazing how one person can alter your path in a good or bad direction. So I'm going to send him an email and just tell him I was thinking about him. He doesn't do, he doesn't go to seminars or do anything like that anymore. And every Christmas and Easter and Thanksgiving, he sends me an e-card. I talked to him probably 2 years ago. I think I talked to him on the phone for about a half an hour. But he's a really special person in a lot of ways. And I wish things had gone better for him. But anyway, that's the story for today. Sorry, didn't mean to depress you guys. I'll talk to you later. I'm going to make dog sympathy cards now. Bye. 11:02, and I'm headed off to work. Oh, see? Camera's on. Here she comes. Oh, there she goes. I wanted to show you guys how blue the lake is today. So pretty. All right. I guess it's off to work. And pretty soon, no more pool. There's going to be a hot tub. Messy hair Sunday. Yeah. Sorry. But I'll fix it later and show you how nice it actually does look. I do need to get a haircut, and I'm hoping I can get an appointment tomorrow. Because I have a nail appointment at 5. So if I can get a hair appointment at 4, I'll be doing good. So, I have been working on some clean and simple cards for my shop. I needed a couple of thank you cards and get well cards and sympathy cards. And the girls, I'll always tell the girls, or they know if somebody calls and the dog has passed away, they just go out and pick a card for me and put it at my workstation so I can take care of that. And they were like, we don't have really any of those cards. We have some like basic cards that could work for that, but none that are specific. So they were like, make some more. I'm like, okay. It's one of my least favorite things to do. But now that I'm doing it, I'm kind of on a roll. And yeah, I found some cute images to work with. The sympathy cards, you know, I'll show you one. Here's one. And the little dog at the bottom was a button, and I cut the button part off. Oh my God, you got to see this one. I mean, I'm going to do a video, but oh my God, is that too funny or what? Okay. And then now I'm doing some fun ones like this. And like that. But I've got some even funner ones. Funner. That's not even a word. Funner. Anyway, I'm using my letter holder as I'm going along, and I was like sticking them over to the side, and they were all like cattywampus. So I was like, oh, I can use the letter holder. So that's what I'm doing. So last night, Honey and I were supposed to have a date night. We were supposed to watch a movie, and what happens? meltdown. So last night I told him, because, okay, so Blake's room next door, just no longer Blake's room, the closet was full of Shane and Blake's stuff. And I asked Blake, I said, what do you want me to do? I'm going to have to clean out this closet so we can use it for storage, because your dad's turning his closet into, you know, a workspace. And he's like, I don't want anything in there. Just get rid of it. I don't care. So I had told Honey that he didn't care and to get rid of it. I'm looking at this. Do you know some paper companies put the nicest sentiments on the bottom of their paper, and if you don't look at the other side, you cut that off and throw it away. And I just saw that. So anyway, as soon as I got home from work, I started cleaning out that room. And when Honey got home, I was like, hey, what do you want to do with this? What do you want to do with this? Does this go to Goodwill or whatever? And he kind of didn't immediately freak out, but later on he was like, you're just getting rid of all his stuff. And I was like, no. This pile of get rid of stuff is Shane's pile. I know my son well enough to know he's never going to want this stuff again. And here's the Blake stuff, and that's for you to go through. Even though he told me he don't want it. Get rid of it, Mom. Oh, look who's coming. Look who's coming. It happens every time. And now she's going to lay down on all my papers. Domino. Just love her. Except at 4 o'clock in the morning, when she's in the litter box, or eating, or meowing, trying to wake me up, or jumping on my head. She likes to go, and like, I'm done with tea already this morning, so she likes to try to drink out of my, what looks like water, and it ain't water, it's lemon water. And then she's like, want some? I don't think you do. So anyway, Honey recovered. And he was like, I'm sorry. I don't mean to take it out on you. I'm really sorry. And look, you're going to have to go because I can't work on stuff. Okay, scoot back. That'll work if you go over there. She's just like, I don't know what to do. I'm a cat. I don't understand. So I was thinking of asking him if he wanted to go for a walk around the lake today. But I'm thinking he's pretty into working on his craft space. He liked dry dock, by the way. He liked that. Let's do, I'm sorry guys, I'm trying to do this and talk to you, and sometimes I get really unfocused. Anyway, I was going to ask him to walk around the lake, but because it's a beautiful day out, but later on today we're supposed to get a little storm popping in, and we're going to get rain first, and then we're going to get a little bit of snow into tonight and tomorrow, which makes me very happy. Anyway, I was going to ask him to walk around the lake, but I definitely think that that was Rizzo. Did you hear that? Even Domino looked at her like, that was gross. So I did ask him though last night. I was like, since we didn't have a date night, can we go out for dinner? And then oh, I'm so sorry, I'm not focused. Can we go out for dinner and then come home and watch Walking Dead? And he's like, yeah, we can do that. We'll see. He always promises he's going to watch Walking Dead with me. And then he doesn't. I love him, but. Alright guys, I will catch up with you guys later. And hopefully be able to do a card video today. And then I have a new shabby chic project, and I have a vintage project coming up this week. So, finishing my cards, I'm packaging my cards, and I gotta get out of here and go to Sam's to get food for the animals because they like to eat. And I've been thinking about something, and I want to know what you guys think, because I know some of you have Etsy stores. I used to have an Etsy store. Gosh, 8, 9 years ago, 10. And I went to go, you know, look at my Etsy store, and it says I don't know, like, sort of like, I guess I'm in trouble because I haven't done anything on it in a while. But it wants a credit card. And I'm wondering why it needs a credit card. But I have been picking up so much junk journal stuff that I was thinking about putting together some kits and listing them on Etsy. And then also maybe doing a few card kits and listing them on Etsy. I have a hard time with selling here on YouTube. It's hard because, no offense ladies, but a lot of people don't listen, and they, you know, I always tell people, I want you to email me. I want you to email me. And I'll get Facebook messages, and I'll get text messages, and I'll get YouTube messages. And I'm like, you have to email me. So I'm just thinking maybe that's the route to go, because I don't know, eBay's kind of getting obsolete in a way. So I don't know, give me some feedback on that. And I will keep stamping these cards so that I can get them packaged up and ready to go to the grooming shop. And I will go get some dog food. And then Honey and I decided that rather than going out, because it's supposed to start raining and then snowing, that we would order in and watch Walking Dead. So that's the plan. And I got to show you his dry dock. He liked that, dry dock. He said to tell you that that's what he picked. It's going to work in the dry dock. And I'll show you that too before I go. See you later. How it looks back here. Because they got the waterfall going. And we got all the shit brush cut down. Ugh. So that's all the brush that's cut down. And there's still a lot of sticks in the water. I told them I didn't want any sticks in the water. But
I'll be honest with you, that's a lot more full. And we can always hear the waterfall, but we haven't been able to see the waterfall till now. Let's go in the little house and see how it looks in there. Oh my God, it's a mess in here. Yeah, there's a lot of damn sticks in there. I told them to take all the sticks out. That was part of the deal. Oh well. Now if they got it on, it'll stay full. Man, it's not so bad on this side. That's the side they didn't even work on. Oh well. It is what it is. And I thought I would show you guys what it's looking like. Really cool. I love it when it's like this. So I'm glad we decided to stay in. Anyway, I got 2 more stops. Bye. That is just so cool looking. I just have always loved weather. Oh, caught a little lightning. We might actually end up with some thunder snow. 26 minutes ago. And this is what we got going on. I'm glad it was snow and not rain, because it would have been a ton. Look what's over there. Wow. There you go. Now you can see it. It's Sunday. They're closed.
6:02. That means it's 58 minutes till The Walking Dead. And Patricia Herrera just cracked me up. She posted on my timeline. Honestly, my biggest fear about becoming a zombie is all the walking. Too funny. I love it. You guys are welcome to share any Walking Dead or any Kiss stuff on my timeline that you'd like to. And so I just got back. I went to Goodwill. I went to the grocery store, and then I went to Sam's, and I went wearing my Walking Dead shirt and my Walking Dead hoodie. See you guys later. How big those flakes are. That is so cool. That's the really cool thing about snow in spring. It's big. Hold on, let me turn the light off. Yeah. That is so cool. I love it. So Honey just ordered him some.
Holy shit, look at the size of the frickin' snowflake.
Did you guys hear that? Yeah, I'm doing a video of it right now.
Holy cow.
It's unbelievable.
They're the size of $50. And none of them are the same.
Yeah, we watched a show on it. On the how snowflakes actually get made in the sky.
Yeah, it's moisture, and what you're seeing, what's pretty and white, is actually dust.
Yeah, that's what a snowflake is. It's the frozen. It starts with frozen water,
and it comes down, and then the air hits it, and then it gathers the dust, and that's what creates the snowflake.
Yeah.
Amazing. I love Mother Nature. She's beautiful.
My name is Mother Nature. You didn't know that?
I did know that.
Look at
That's my lady.
I am a lover of snow. That's just... And they were only calling for 1 to 3 inches tonight. And they're smoking crack. That's going to be a lot more than 1 to 3. Just in case you wanted to know, this is my lovely dinner. I am having sushi tonight. Yummy, yummy for my tummy. Honey just goes, I don't understand you guys liking sushi, because Savannah loves it, Blake loves it. They turned me on to it. Shane won't touch it. And Alan's kind of like, eh. Anyway, they make really good sushi at the grocery store. We have a special area where they make it fresh every day. I have a Walking Dead friend tonight.
Hello.
There he is, Mrs. Stoutfire. He always does that. And he is having... What are you having? What is that?
Sweet and sour chicken, some egg rolls.
Yummy, yummy for your tummy. What's for dessert?
I believe it's carrot cake.
His favorite.
Is it?
I thought it was.
Then I was on target.
Well, they had red velvet cake too. I didn't know if I should get that. Or they also had like cheesecake with cherries and cheesecake with strawberries.
Oh, babe, you did amazing.
I picked okay?
Yeah, either one.
Okay. Well, because last time I got you carrot cake too. So next time I'll get you cheesecake.
Well, you know that's my favorite. Carrot cake?
I know, but I figured you might get tired of it.
Probably not in this lifetime.
I guess that's like me getting tired of lobster. Not possible.